Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about vaginal health. I had quite a few women come up to me and ask me multiple questions about how to maintain a healthy vaginal system, how to avoid getting yeast infections and urinary tract infections and various things that happen to our bodies that are just uncomfortable and smell funny. So I definitely want to talk about what I've learned over the years. It's interesting because I haven't really had any of these issues for 10 years. So since, if you watch my first video, The Food Cure, I talked about how after eating raw foods and changing my diet completely, I stopped having issues with my cycle. And since then, I haven't really had, because I maintained eating well and taking care of my body, I haven't had any yeast infections or odor issues or things that just, happen a lot in a modern society. And so I'm grateful, but I just kind of want to share some of this information I've learned over the years of how to maintain that health. So what's a normal vagina? So first I'm going to talk about what's normal, what is the delicate balance that we want to pay attention to, how to maintain a healthy vagina, and then if I do get something, how do I treat it naturally without a lot of medication and that type of thing. So what is a healthy vagina? A healthy vagina is naturally acidic. It's a acidic environment. And it contains many beneficial bacteria. So it's quite a few bacteria to help prevent infections and maintain a healthy pH level. Again, if you watch my first video, I talked about how the very first thing the lady mentioned to me is that your pH levels are horrible. And that was what was causing my cycles to be very, very painful. And it's still quite a bit of a surprise that our medical system doesn't pay attention to how important acidity is to our bodies. But especially to our vaginal health is very, very, very important. So what are some things you can do to maintain that delicate balance? First, you never want to douche. Never. There is no reason to douche, especially with the products you find at the store, or, the little CVS's and that type of thing. You just don't want to douche, because what it does is it reduces acidity in your body and it set the stage for infection, and that's the one thing you want to avoid. You don't want to do things that mess up the delicate balance in our bodies. We already have a natural cleansing system that if you have a healthy vagina, you're going to have a small amount of discharge. And so you don't need to interfere with that system by adding foreign agents. So you just want to never dish. There's no reason to dish. It doesn't help your body. Like I said, it reduces acidity in your vagina and it interferes with that balance and increase the chance that you will have some kind of infection down there. You also want to avoid harsh soaps and cleansers. So be really particular about the type of cleansers you put in your body. So if you are, showering or wiping down there, you don't want to try to, you want to be really careful. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, or there's 25 ingredients in your body wash, you probably shouldn't use it. Like, it's probably just not a good idea, and it's probably going to interfere with your system at some point, because this is delicate. Like I said, very delicate. So you want to try to use the most natural, purest soaps that you can find. A few examples of black soap is a great option where it's really natural and it won't irritate your system at all. Cast iron soaps are really good. The CASTILE soaps. And those are just, they're oil based, and so you can use them for pretty much anything, and they won't irritate your system. So of course you have to look for things that work for you, because one might be better than the other. So that's number one. Never douche, and be careful of harsh soaps and cleansers. The second thing is, I know a lot of people might know this, but I just want to make sure, never wipe back to front. Always front to back. Always wipe front to back. Because you don't want to introduce, the stuff from the back to the front. Your vagina was not made to deal with the type of bacteria that you find in your anus. So you don't want to bring it up to your vagina. And that's just, basic. So always wipe front to back. The third thing is get plenty of vitamin D. Vitamin D is very instrumental in dealing with urine health, our systems. Vitamin D is good for everything, preventing cancer, all kinds of things. So make sure you're getting plenty of vitamin D. And of course you can get vitamin D from the sun, cod liver oil, or some whole food based supplement. You don't want to go for the synthetic based supplements because they're not as effective. So go for a whole food based supplement if you can find one. The fourth thing is make sure you add some cranberries and cranberry juice to your system. And then again, this is to prevent things from going out of whack. I always prefer to eat my fruits and veggies instead of kind of drink them unless I'm using a juicer. But you want to definitely do the cranberries and some cranberry juice in order to prevent, to help with urine health, because that's, I mean, it's been proven over and over again, it's really, really good for urine health. The fifth thing is, if you are in a sexual relationship, be monogamous. You don't want, especially as a woman, especially if you're having unprotected sex, you don't want to have unprotected sex with multiple people, because again, it's a delicate balance, and different people have different types of bacteria that you will be introducing to your body. So being monogamous is a great idea all the way around, but in the circumstance of thinking about the health of your body, that's definitely up there. The last thing to maintain your health, and there are other things, but these are the most important. The sixth thing is to wear cotton underwear during the day. And at night, wear nothing. Don't, if you can not wear underwear when you're sleeping, that's the best idea. Because what you really want to do is allow your vagina to breathe. And that's why cotton underwear is better than other types of underwear. So wear cotton underwear during the day and let it breathe at night. And this is just good at maintaining your pH levels when you sleep without any underwear. And it prevents odor and fungus from growing, because when you have tight underwear on your covering your vagina, what you do is you make the environment particularly moist, especially when you're sleeping. And that again sets that stage for infection, and you don't want to do that. So that's what you can do to maintain your health. So what can you do if you get something comes up? So you say you get a urinary tract infection. How do I deal with it without using the antibiotics that often doctors prescribe? So if you get a UTI, a urinary tract infection, I'm going to give you a couple options, and I encourage you to definitely look up others that are natural, that can help cure the situation instead of deal with it in a moment, then you got to deal with it again next week or whenever, the cycle continues. So one thing you can do is introduce some acidity in your body. And the way that you can do that is to drink 8 ounces, drink baking soda water, mix in some baking soda water. And it is 8 ounces of water with a half teaspoon of baking soda. So it's very, very little baking soda, but it will increase the acidity in your body and help your vagina create that naturally acidic environment that prevents it from ever getting infections in the first place. Another thing is there's a couple herbs that have been found to be effective. One is called uva ursi, and that's UVAURSI, and dandelion leaf. And these have been found to be effective in treating urinary tract infections. And there's, and the best thing to do in that situation is to ask a professional at your local health store. So if you have a store where they're giving, they have, really pure products, you can kind of ask some questions, and they'll kind of, given your circumstances, be able to talk to you about it. The best thing, if you can, find an herbalist, and they will be able to point out exactly what you need to do to cure a lot of these things. But if not, these are just some things you can do that aren't really bad for your body. So what if you get a yeast infection? And a lot of the things that I discussed before are also good for these things, because they will help your body gradually come to that place of where it's supposed to be anyway. If you get a yeast infection, to kind of deal with the immediate discomfort, the itching and that type of thing, try to rub some coconut oil on site. So wherever you feel the itching, rub some coconut oil, which has been found to have, many, many, many benefits that I'll probably talk about later. And one of the best things you can do for your health is 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. That is good for just about everything. I definitely hope this has been helpful. And if you have any other questions,